When the first tremor rolled across the Pacific, no one thought much of it. Earthquakes happen all the time. But when the sky flickered, just for a moment, like a dying light bulb, governments scrambled in confusion. Maya Brooks, a communication officer at the Deep Space Listening Array, stared at her monitors as an impossible signal pulsed through the speakers. It wasn't random noise. It wasn't static. It was language. A repeating pattern, 3 tones, a pause, 5 tones. A warning. She froze as the message translated automatically on the adjacent screen. They're coming. Maya's throat went dry. For years, the DSLA had scanned the cosmos for whispers of life. It finally found something, just not what they hoped for. Minutes later, the world saw them. Massive shadows passed over the moon, dimming its glow. Alien ships, sleek, obsidian constructs shaped like predatory wings, pierced through the edge of Earth's atmosphere. Panic erupted across the globe. Military ships scrambled into the sky. Sirens wailed, but humanity was too late. A beam of silent blue light struck the Atlantic Ocean, splitting waves as easily as slicing paper. Another disintegrated an uninhabited island. The invaders weren't asking questions. They were testing their weapons. Maya's voice trembled as she spoke into the global emergency channel. We need to respond, or Earth is finished. General Rowan, a man carved from battlefield scars, appeared on the feed. Respond how? With what? Maya swallowed. There was only one answer. The message. The warning sent from space. Someone out there tried to help us. Someone was watching these things before they reached us. General Rowan leaned forward. You think they're allies? I think, Maya said, they're our only chance. The DSLA beacons were activated instantly, transmitting a reply back into the void. Hours passed as alien ships continued to harass the planet, destroying infrastructure, disabling satellites, cutting Earth off from its own orbit. Humanity wasn't losing. It wasn't even fighting back. It was being dissected, and the sky ripped open. A shimmering tear, like someone had sliced the atmosphere with invisible blades, widened above Earth. Another fleet emerged, sleek silver vessels with wings like folded feathers and glowing cores like living suns. Humanity braced for a two-front war, but the new arrivals didn't fire at Earth. They fired at the invaders. Beams of white gold light sliced through the black ships. Explosions erupted silently in the upper atmosphere. It wasn't a battle. It was a purge. Within minutes, half the invader fleet was reduced to cosmic ash. Maya watched from the DSLA rooftop, awestruck. They came, she whispered. They actually came. One of the silver vessels descended, hovering above the facility. A circular ring of light spiraled open beneath it, and a figure drifted down. It was humanoid, tall and slender, with skin that glowed like molten metal and eyes like condensed starlight. It spoke without moving its lips. Humans, do not fear. General Rowan, flanked by armed soldiers, stood firm. Identify yourself. We are the Kaelyth. Protectors. Observers. The warning you received came from us. Maya stepped forward before the general could respond. Why help us? The alien's eyes dimmed, almost mournfully. Because the ones attacking you have already destroyed hundreds of worlds. We refuse to let yours be next. An explosion shook the air. One of the invader ships had forced its way through the Kaelyth defensive line and was descending fast toward the DSLA. The ground cracked beneath the impact as the obsidian vessel slammed into the valley below. Its hull opened like a monstrous flower, revealing towering creatures with skeletal limbs and glowing red spirals across their torsos. The invaders had arrived on foot. Humanity's foot soldiers rushed forward, opening fire. Bullets pierced, but the creatures didn't fall. They absorbed kinetic force like it was nothing. Maya and General Rowan scrambled back as the Kaelyth warrior raised a single hand. A wave of golden energy burst outward, dissolving the creatures into dust in seconds. Maya stared in horror. How many more of them are coming? The Kaelyth warrior turned its gaze toward the horizon, where burning streaks in the sky suggested more ships breaching orbit. Enough to end your civilization by sunrise. Maya clenched her fists. Then we don't have sunrise. We have right now. The Kaelyth stared at her for a long moment, then nodded. Then stand with us. Humanity and the Kaelyth work side by side, not as masters and soldiers, not as aliens and humans, as allies. Kaelyth warships formed glowing shields over major cities. Human pilots, equipped with hastily integrated alien tech, soared into the fight with newfound power. Maya coordinated global defenses, guiding air units using Kaelyth tactical overlays. General Rowan commanded joint strike teams on the ground. For the first time, humanity wasn't running. It was resisting. The invaders intensified their assault, sending their largest dreadnought into Earth's orbit, its size eclipsing entire continents. It powered up a weapon capable of fracturing Earth's crust. Maya's blood ran cold. If that thing fires, we're done. There was only one chance. A Kaelyth vessel, powered by a volatile star core, could detonate inside the dreadnought, triggering a chain reaction strong enough to destroy it. But it required a manual pilot. Lysor, the Kaelyth warrior who had landed at the DSLA, volunteered without hesitation. Maya stepped forward. Let me go with you. Lysor shook his head. The blast will consume everything. Maya exhaled shakily. Then no one should die alone. General Rowan grabbed her arm. Brooks, don't. She looked him in the eyes. Earth's last signal can't be fear. It has to be courage. Lysor nodded. Together, they boarded the silver vessel and shot into the sky, piercing through fire and chaos until they reached the dreadnought's belly. Inside, pulsating red veins lined the metallic walls like living circuitry. They reached the core chamber, a swirling mass of dark energy feeding the weapon aimed at Earth. The Kaelyth ship latched onto the chamber. Lysor placed his hand on the detonator. Once this begins, there is no stopping it. Maya swallowed but nodded. Do it. The detonation began. The dreadnought screamed, an unearthly metallic shriek. Red tendrils lashed out, trying to crush the intruding vessel. Maya felt the ship disintegrating around them. And then light. Brilliant, world-shaking light. She expected pain, death, nothingness. Instead, she opened her eyes to a soft glow. She was floating, alive. Lysor hovered beside her. Beneath them, the dreadnought exploded into a silent sphere of collapsing energy. We shifted you into a protective fold of space, Lysor said gently. Your courage altered our path. Humans are unexpected. Maya laughed weakly. We get that a lot. When they descended back to Earth, the invading ships were fleeing into deep space, broken, leaderless, terrified of the alliance they had awakened. Humanity and the Kaelyth stood victorious. The sky cleared for the first time in days. The world watched as Maya and Lysor stepped from the shimmering beam of light. General Rowan rushed forward, disbelief in his eyes. You actually made it. Maya smiled. Told you. No sunrise. No problem. And in that moment, bloodied, exhausted, but alive, humanity realized something extraordinary. They were no longer alone in the universe. And the universe? It had finally learned what happened when anyone tried to break Earth. Humans didn't just survive. Humans fought back. Humans endured. Humans won. HFY.